Hey guys, Kiwi here. In this video, I'll be breaking down the characters Dwight and Sherry during the Season 8 finale of The Walking Dead, along with predicting their futures going into Season 9. With that being said, a major warning of spoilers for everything in the show up to Season 8 Episode 16, Wrath, and let's jump right into this. So first off, All Out War is now officially over, and we got quite a few quick scenes of the aftermath. I've been looking at the episode thinking about what I should discuss, and I realized the amount of significant time Dwight was given to wrap up his story. First off, there's Daryl letting Dwight free, even after Dwight was accepting his fate. I never really thought that Daryl or Tara were actually going to kill Dwight, but I think that the show did a decent job of showing the different reasons why both decided to spare him. Dwight was very self-aware of what he did, and in the end he sincerely apologized for doing the wrong things that he did. So after Daryl lets him go and gives him a vehicle, the first place that Dwight goes to is actually his old pre-apocalypse house with Sherry, which was revealed in Season 7. After Dwight and Sherry first met Daryl in Season 6 in the burned down forest and they actually robbed him of his crossbow and bike, they decided to go back to Negan even though they were running away from him because Negan had manipulated them and convinced them that they wouldn't be able to survive in the world alone without his order to protect them. Dwight and Sherry made a deal where Sherry would marry Negan along with Dwight getting the iron as punishment, and they only went through with it to keep each other safe. Dwight was weak, giving in to Negan's command only because he thought it would have kept Sherry safe. Dwight eventually shook this denial and acknowledged the pain that he was going through once Sherry left near the end of Season 7, but that doesn't excuse all the horrible things that he did as Negan's pawn, and he admitted that to Daryl. Anyways, when Sherry left in Season 7, she went back to her old house with Dwight, but she ultimately decided to leave him a letter instead of actually waiting for him due to her being unsure if he would bring her back to Negan or not. Sherry had sadly lost all hope for Dwight, thinking that he was no longer the man that he once was. Apparently, Sherry noticed that Daryl reminded Dwight of himself and who he used to be before Negan corrupted him and changed him, which is why Sherry helped Daryl escape before she ran off herself. Now, Dwight actually proved that he remembered who he used to be by bringing the case of beer and chips for Sherry in Season 7, which held a major significance in implying that Dwight never changed completely and that deep down inside he was still the same guy that Sherry used to know and love. It was very touching to have him leave the beer and chips there, and they actually updated us on it in the Season 8 finale as well. So when Dwight returns to his house, he sees a new letter left by Sherry along with the beers drank and the snacks eaten. This got me pretty damn hyped, especially considering how much it caught me off guard. I don't know why, but I was definitely not expecting to see anything involving Sherry during the Season 8 finale, especially not their old house again. Well, anyways, apparently Sherry returned to the house at some point during Season 8, but she didn't stick around once again. She drank the beers and ate the chips, along with leaving Dwight a brand new note. Although this one is much more brief than the one in Season 7, it's a lot more positive and hopeful. All it says is one word, honeymoon, along with an infinity sign, and I just took this to imply that their love will last forever and that they may connect again one day. Dwight and Sherry used to call each other names such as Honey, so maybe this has to do with that, but let me know what you guys think. I don't think that Sherry has anything to do with the Whisperers, whatever that belt buckle theory nonsense is, so just hold your horses on that one, but if you have any realistic theories or predictions for Season 9 involving Sherry's return, along with the general significance of this letter, feel free to let me know. I've been wondering what the deal is with her character all season, so it's nice to see that the show writers didn't completely forget about her. This proves that Sherry is still alive and moving around as of Season 8, and this is all most likely set up for Season 9. Now, this isn't the first time that Sherry has been mentioned this season, but this is the only time that we've seen proof that she is still alive. Apparently, Sherry could have possibly met Dwight here, but Sherry's actor is doing her own TV show right now or something, so she's probably too busy to return. That being said, The Walking Dead has so many characters, it's possible to be on the show and not get much screen time, especially as such a minor character such as Sherry. Just look at how little screen time Jesus got in Season 8B, so if they had no problem cutting out screen time for Jesus, which is a main character, they should have no problems only bringing back Sherry for minor roles if her actor is busy. Other actors on The Walking Dead have done other projects as well, so it's not impossible for Sherry's actor to come back on the show even if she's doing something else. Now that Negan is captured and the war is over, Sherry can return without any sort of fear, so will Dwight leave her a note? I could see him mentioning that the war is over and that Negan is taken out of power, but he'll probably have to prove it somehow before Sherry fully believes him. Maybe he'll go out searching for her during the time skip, similar to how Michonne constantly went out looking for the governor between seasons 3 and 4. I could see us either coming back to Dwight obsessed with trying to find Sherry in season 9, or maybe we could just flat out cut to Dwight and Sherry together, already reunited in season 9. They've glossed over reunions a bunch in Fear the Walking Dead, so I've kind of gotten used to it, but let me know if you want them to make a big deal out of it. So, will Dwight and Sherry get back together? Now, in the comics, Savior Laura actually starts having a thing with Dwight due to comic book Sherry being an asshole. Comic book Sherry and TV show Sherry are two very different versions of the same character. The comic book Sherry is an asshole to Dwight. She treated him like trash, and it's implied that she cheated on him long before Negan even begun to have multiple wives. Although Dwight still cared for Sherry in the comics, she was an asshole and Dwight deserved better. Savior Laura even got sick and tired of Dwight still caring for her at one point or another, but Dwight eventually gets over it. Now, TV show Sherry is just a better person in general. She's more polite, caring, and considerate on all fronts. She would never hurt Dwight in any of the ways that her comic book counterpart did, so it was a little odd getting used to the idea of her character being a nice person when she was first introduced in season 7, because I was expecting her to be an asshole just like in the comics. Well, that never happened in the show, and Sherry is actually a pretty decent person, so it's possible for Sherry and Dwight to have some sort of happy ending on the show, unlike in the comics. In the show, Savior Laura has survived, and I assume that she'll be continuing over into season 9 as one of the main residents at the sanctuary. I enjoy her character, and I'm glad that she survived, but will she be taking on the same roles as her comic book counterpart? Savior Laura actually ratted out Dwight, and this is original to the show. They never had that in the comics. I originally thought that Dwight and Savior Laura would get together by season 9, but now I'm thinking otherwise considering how mad Laura was at Dwight when she sold him out to Negan. So, with Laura mad at Dwight for being a rat, along with Sherry possibly returning and also being a good person in general, it is leaning more towards Dwight and Sherry eventually getting back together in season 9, but let me know what you guys think. Is it possible for Dwight and Laura to make up and become friends again? Will Sherry return and possibly cause some sort of love triangle? Maybe Dwight and Laura will get together during the time skip, but then Sherry will return and that'll just complicate things. I'm not sure, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and that's pretty much it for the video, guys. I'd appreciate a like on the video if you've enjoyed anything I've said today, as it really helps me out more than you can imagine. Feel free to subscribe for more Walking Dead content in the near future, and if you'd like to take that extra step in helping support my videos, consider checking out my Patreon as well. There's a bunch of different rewards involving the channel, such as a chance to directly influence the videos being produced, link in the description. And as always, I thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out!
Dee, we always said that if we got separated, I should come back here and wait for you. You'd show up with beer and pretzels. You remember that? I know. You probably don't.